Yes, indeed, it is time for WFA Reborn once again. I'm Jay Walker, along with my partner, Phil Rads. Phil?
Pleased to be here, Jay. Should be another great episode of WFA Reborn Television. I'm excited to see here the debut of Jeremy in the WFA.
Yes, indeed, Jeremy Croix making his debut here. He's going to have a tall task ahead of him against the very popular Jermaine Marbury.
First impressions of Jeremy is that he's a very angry man.
Yes, indeed. I think that's a fair assessment.
It seems Jeremy has a chip on his shoulder. Clearly wrestling means so very much to him, but it manifests itself in hate.
His style, more of the traditionalist, that rugged, old-school, smash-mouth, southern style of wrestling. You contrast that with his opponent tonight, he's going to have a lot of reasons to be angry here.
He will, Jay, and it's going to be very interesting to see how these different styles clash in the ring. Jeremy is more of a traditionalist, more grappler, more ground and pounder, while Jermaine, he's everywhere. He's off the top rope, he's flashy, personified, and that is something that gets under Jeremy's skin, I know.
Yes, indeed. He is not a fan of the modern style of professional wrestling, the high flyers. He definitely follows the gospel of veterans that kind of like to complain about this generation of pro wrestler. And that's exactly who he's lined up to face here tonight. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. And right off the hop, you see that stark contrast in character between these two. Jermaine, very athletic, fun-loving, having a good time, but he can still get the job done in the ring.
He certainly can, Jay. He has a two-sport background. Before he was ever in wrestling, he obviously played and trained in the ways of basketball, which is a very high stamina sport, which I think will translate to the ring and his durability.
Yes, indeed. And you see Jeremy Lacroix on the opposite side of the ring with a very sour taste in his mouth for the opponent that WFA has lined up for him here tonight in his debut. The very thing that Jeremy swears he will never be. But who can argue with results? Jermaine, very well loved and respected by the WFA faithful here. Who can argue? You hear the crowd. Always a fan favorite here in WFA, making his name known all across New England. And his trusty partner, Benny the Basketball, at his side. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, this is Jermaine Marbury.
Jeremy looks like he's dying to get that chip off his shoulder. Jeremy needs to make sure he does not underestimate his opponent here. He talks so badly of the modern style of wrestling, but it does have its advantages.
Both men inside the ring. The bell has rung, and things are about to get underway here. Crowd solidly behind Jermaine, Benny ringside to keep the crowd going. Both men about to lock horns. And it's interesting to see which style is going to prevail over the other.
Jermaine's a two-sport athlete. He's been around WFA for a long time. Jeremy needs to focus on this match and his opponent. I have a feeling he underestimates this style. I don't think he feels the need to show him any respect. Jermaine more with the top rope maneuvers, more high athleticism maneuvers, flashy if you will. Jeremy, ground and pound, beat you down.
Indeed. So they're measuring each other up. We got the collar elbow tie up here. And Jeremy attempting to use his strength to overpower Jermaine. Oh, it just backfired there. Jermaine was feeling it. Great counter, and there we are. Rolling him up early here. This could be a 2, and Jeremy able to escape and gets right to the outside.
Jeremy, I wouldn't be surprised if he just didn't go out there to yell at some fans.
Absolutely furious on the outside of the ring. The crowd's against him. He just got outsmarted by a modern-day pro wrestler.
Jeremy taking his time on the outside here is really deflating Jermaine's momentum. Jeremy perhaps could have won that test of strength, that grapple there, but Jermaine showing his veterancy, just showing his wittiness, just simply letting him drop to the ground. And now Jeremy needs to take a breather.
And perhaps some mind games, though, being played. Trying to bring Jermaine down to his level.
Jermaine was trying to get the crowd back into it, but they just hated Jeremy too much. Perhaps he is drawing the ire of the crowd, but he's being very strategic here. Jermaine's charisma, all the feeding off the crowd, it's gone right now. Little ring around the rosy.
Yeah, once you get warmed up and going, it's hard to stop, but Jeremy finding a way indeed to slow things down. And you saw Jermaine having that old school trick scouted. He did the chase around the ring, avoided the elbow drop, and now laying in some chops to Jeremy Lacroix.
Jermaine has been around a while. He certainly knows an old-fashioned wrestling maneuver trick like that.
And Phil, you mentioned underestimating Jermaine Marbury. As Jeremy continues to eat these knife-edge chops corner to corner, it really seems to be affecting him here. Maybe he wasn't expecting such a strong strike game from the basketball player.
I don't know if you can say Jeremy is off his game because he still seems pissed off. Perhaps not, Jay, but I feel if he could have spent... Oh, never mind, a reversal. Another reversal.
No, the double chop brings Lacroix to his knees. You mentioned earlier about Jeremy underestimating Jermaine Marbury. I think we're seeing that play out right now. While he may be a flashy wrestler, he could definitely strike with the best of them. Up and over here from Jermaine, and Jeremy just ate that corner right in the chest. And alley-oop, there's a neck breaker. We got a cover here. But only a 1 count. That's quite impressive. Considering the onslaught he just sustained at the hands of Marbury.
Quite impressive. I have a feeling Jeremy coming from that ground and pound traditional wrestling, it might take more to take him down. As you can see when he kicks out at 1.
Absolutely. Got the roll through to get out of that hold. Ducking a clothesline. Marbury again, trying some tricks of the trade here. But, he gets shut right down from Lacroix. What a slam. And now in control here. Lacroix with a 2 count. Beautifully across the shoulders for a 2 count. And now his chance, perhaps, to take control of this thing. Time to set his pace and play his strategy out. You mentioned ground and pound. Just some big, meaty forearms to the back. Jeremy laying it in now. First those clubbing shots, and then driving a knee to the midsection. And now, it's going to have Jermaine all tied up here by the looks of things. And just kind of rubbed it in the fans' faces here. He's got a submission hold. Got to make sure he's not grabbing at that hair.
Jeremy really took the wind out of Jermaine's sails. The crowd did try to bring Jermaine back into it, but Jeremy's too in control, especially when his opponent's on the ground.
Benny on the outside trying to get the crowd into this thing, trying to will Jermaine on to find an escape, and he does.
Another clubbing blow.
It's no flash, it's all fists from Jeremy Lacroix, and it's working, and that's all it takes. No flash, just using his fists and forearms here. Jermaine is on his knees and in a whole lot of trouble right now.
Jermaine maybe bit off too much than he could chew there.
And now trading headbutts. Vicious. And a hard whip to the buckle. Jeremy's starting to look really good in this thing.
He's proving that just about everything he says about his style of wrestling is true. Every time Jermaine tries to make a little comeback, he just clubs him back down to the ground.
Perhaps that was a mistake. This might be the opening for Jermaine. Creating the opening, Jermaine perhaps coming off the top here.
From downtown.
Shut right down again with a clubbing blow, taking the wind right out of Marbury. And it looks like this could be a DDT right on the front of his skull.
No glitz, no glamour, just your opponent on the ground.
What's this? Oh, come on. The disrespect. Instead of pinning his shoulders, instead of hooking a leg, just using 1 finger and now a foot. And Marbury having none of that. And that could be a mistake. I think he might have had Marbury there if he pinned him properly.
That's what I was thinking, Jay. Jeremy is incredibly distracted in this match, not with just the basketball, but the crowd as well, He is a rookie here, and he does have a lot to learn. He's showing that, in the ring, he's got it.
Maybe with a point to prove about this generation of professional wrestlers. And it's hard to argue. It seems to be working. He's really got this more veteran Jermaine Marbury grounded throughout this matchup. Jermaine really was flashy at the start, really trying to outwit his opponents. It's just that ground and pound game has got him fully in charge of this thing. He really seems to be in control. Jermaine Marbury grounded throughout this matchup. Couple elbows here from Jermaine, looking to break the hold once again. Oh!
Just throwing him down to the ground again. Just throw your opponent to the ground. Belittle him. Make him feel inferior. Jeremy's getting distracted again.
Getting to the face of Benny the basketball here. Now getting his hands on Benny the basketball. Taking him down. He has not made any friends here tonight.
Jeremy really needs to focus on his opponent here. You can't prove that your style of wrestling is better if you don't focus on your opponent and get a win.
Absolutely. That's what's he got playing here. Oh wait, Jermaine with the answer here. Small package too. Oh, I thought that could have been it. Look at Jeremy there, grabbing the foot, trying not to let him get away. However, Jermaine finds a way to create some distance here to give him some time to maybe mount a little bit of a comeback. Up to the middle rope, up and over again. And a clothesline here from Marbury. Is this the opening he needed?
He is feeling the crowd behind him. Can he capitalize?
Jermaine Marbury again. Fancy footwork, alley-oop, dropping him face first. The crowd's on fire. Marbury climbing up top, looking to put his opponent away. Croix out on his feet, trying to find out where he is, and get met in the middle of the ring with a beautiful crossbody. 2 and 3. That's all she wrote.
That is all she wrote, Jay. And like I said about Jeremy, he really showed a lot that he has what it takes to control the pace of a match. If he simply just focused on his opponent more, I really think we might have had a different result. Jermaine, though, showing incredible tenacity.
Absolutely. The crowd is happy. Benny's happy. He's happy. Finally finding some momentum here in WFA, scoring the victory. And hopefully a lot more to come for him in the future here in WFA.
I know the crowd would certainly love to see it, Jay.
Fantastic performance here, though, from Jermaine Marbury. And plenty more to come next week. Phil, it's been a pleasure as always chatting it up with you here during some fantastic professional wrestling.
Absolutely, Jay. Another great episode of WFA Reborn Television. Very excited to see what we have in store next week.
And folks, if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe, like the channel, leave a comment if you'd like. We love hearing your feedback from all the action here in WFA. And of course, we're across all social media channels at WFA Wrestling 1. And if you're in the New England area and want to check us out live, make sure you visit our website, WFAWrestling.com.